Hello, this is Lindsay Lammert. Today I'm going to discuss how I learned to make a podcast, starting with all the downloads required and ending with a post to this blog. The music you just heard from my introduction was taken from a royalty-free music website titled smartsound.com. Podcasts are a very easy way to keep your audience engaged, especially if you have daily or weekly news you would like to share. According to Joanna Penn on her website, The Creative Penn, a podcast is an audio file that you can stream and distribute over the internet. They can range from talk shows to university lectures and everything in between. The advantage of a podcast is that you can download the audio at whatever time you like, whereas radio only airs at a specific time of the day. This makes it more convenient for listeners to tune in at their leisure. While stumbling on the website stumbleupon.com, I also happened to come across a post by The Actors Checklist that gave me some very useful information about podcasts and how they can be used for media and entertainment purposes. According to their post, podcasting became popular in late 2004, largely due to automatic downloading of audio onto portable players or personal computers. Podcasting is distinct from other types of online media delivery because of its subscription model, which uses a feed, such as RSS or Atom, to deliver an enclosed file. Podcasting enables independent producers to create self-published, syndicated radio shows and gives broadcast radio programs a new distribution method. Because of the RSS feed advantage, podcasts allow listeners to subscribe and have episodes downloaded automatically to their players. This advantage is great for businesses that want to keep their publics up to date about what is new with their organization. Another great thing about podcasts is the fact that there are so many offered to the public, especially on iTunes. These podcasts are split up into different categories and enable a listener to choose the ones that best pertain to their lifestyle or needs. The most popular place to download podcasts is from iTunes. According to Joanna, there are millions of free ones out there that have amazing quality. However, there are other places that supply you with podcasts as well. For instance, I prefer to download my podcasts to SoundCloud.com. It is very easy and convenient. If you look at my podcast in this blog, you can see that I have uploaded it using SoundCloud. And I'll explain to you how I uploaded it later on in this podcast. Now let's discuss the steps that need to be taken in order to create a podcast. I found a very useful video tutorial from a website by the name of tinkernet.com. It walked me through the process of making a podcast, starting with the software downloads all the way to the exporting of the finished podcast. I am going to walk you through the steps that I took to create this podcast. Step 1. I downloaded the software Audacity by going online and searching it via the Google search engine. Once I found it, I clicked the Download for Windows option. I then clicked Save File and saved it to my desktop with its own icon. Step 2. While on the same website, tinkernet.com suggested that I download the MP3 encoder as well so that I could upload my finished podcast as an MP3 file. I then clicked on the link for that and saved it to my computer as well. Once it was saved, I needed to extract all the files from it in order for it to function properly. Step 3. Once I downloaded Audacity, I then downloaded an app on my iPhone called First Video by Vericorder. This app allows me to record or take video and pictures. The convenient thing about this app is that they are automatically saved and then you can share them online using a web address. This gave me a fast and easy way to upload each section of my podcast and edit it in Audacity. Step 4. After I had done all my research and typed it up into a blog post, I then started recording myself paragraph by paragraph. This helped me to organize the podcast and figure out what order sounded best for the audience to follow along. Step 5. I uploaded each sound file onto my computer and saved them. One by one, I imported them into Audacity in order to edit the files. Step 6. I used the play button to play each file and see what I could remove. In order to remove the unwanted sound, I highlighted the area I wanted. I then went to Edit, then tabbed over to Remove Audio, and then tabbed over to Trim. Or you can just press Ctrl+T. This helped me get a better flow between paragraphs for the podcast to have better quality. Step 7. Once I had all my writing spoken and edited, I then imported the royalty-free music and places throughout the podcast. I did this in order to give the podcast variety and to split it up into sections. The first section gave my research, and the second section gave what I learned. Step 8. Now that I had all the podcast edited how I wanted, I then had to export it. I went to File, then clicked Export, and then saved the file as a WAV file. Step 9. After saving the file, I went to SoundCloud.com and clicked Upload and Share. I found the WAV file on my computer and then clicked on it. I then edited all the information that I needed to before saving it on SoundCloud. Step 10. I then went to my blog, clicked the HTML tab, and then embedded the link of the podcast so that it would appear into the blog post. This completes my personal learning project of learning how to make a podcast. From start to finish, I used various resources to complete the project successfully. Hope you enjoyed!